Alishia with Young for My Crafts, coming to you with a tutorial for the first time in I don't know how long. Finally figured out how to work the camera angles. Anyway, so what I'm going to show you is today is like it says in the title, I'm going to show you the difference, or rather I'm going to show you how to do a magic circle and how to do a double magic circle. I had to figure this out on my own. Some people were doing calling it all magic circle, but to me it's a double magic circle because you're going to do extra loops. I'll show you that in a minute. The difference is like, okay, so here is regular magic circle, and this is the double magic circle. Let me show it to you side by side. See? They look the same, but they're not. You want to know why? Well, actually, this one comes loose. That is the regular magic circle. And you have to pull this if you want it to be tied again. This one does not come undone. This is the double magic circle. It will never come undone. You don't have to worry about pulling it tight anymore because it locks. It locks. That's what I'm trying to say. It locks in place. Whereas this one does not. I make cheeks sometimes out of the pink yarn, and unless you hide your tail immediately, sometimes if you don't pull it too tight, the single one, the one that I normally see people do, it comes loose. So I'm going to show you now how to do the double. They look identical. You're using the same amount of yarn. The only difference is your center has an extra loop, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And I hope that you guys find this tutorial helpful. Like I said, they are the same size. See, they're the same size. I know, cheeks that I can work with. But anyway, so yeah, hope this helps, and I hope you guys are able to get some information from this. I'm excited because now I have figured out how I can angle my camera. And it's really funny. One day I'll have to tell you guys the story behind how I figured it out. I work for a company now that posts things, and I do descriptions and take photographs and things like that for a company that sells on eBay, eBay, Amazon, and Walmart. And they have their own store called Lookout Wholesale? No, I think. Anyway, Goodbye Retail is the name of their shops, and on eBay, Amazon, and Walmart. Anyway, so it's a new company that I switched over to. I just recently changed jobs after 4.5 years at the other company, working for the collection agency and doing what I love, which is listing online. It's something that I haven't done. This place is huge, but anyway, I'll save that for another video. I don't know why I'm telling you all this now. Sorry about that. On to the tutorial. Okay, so I'm going to show you the two ways to do a magic circle. The normal way that most people do it is just the one wrap method. So what you do is you take your yarn, you hold it in your hand like this, you wrap it around your fingers, wrap it around again, so you've got two loops. And what I do is I'll separate it like this so that you can distinguish between the two loops. Let me show you again. So you wrap it around this way, you're going to wrap it again, and you're going to pull it over to the side a little bit, and I hold it with my ring finger. You're going to go under the first one and grab the last one and pull it through. Now, without letting go, you're going to take your needle and you're going to go and pick up that loose thread and do a slip knot. Now you have the beginning of your magic circle. Let me show you that again. The tricky part is not so much the wrapping, and it's not the hooking, because that part's easy. It's picking this loose yarn up and doing your slip stitch. Okay. Now, after you do that, I'm going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 6 single crochets in the middle. So wrap it, pull it through both, go in your magic circle, wrap it, pull it through both, go in your magic circle, wrap it, pull it through both, go in your magic circle, wrap it, pull it through both. And if you're not sure how many, my thread split there. If you're not sure how many you've already got on there, you can always count your little V stitches to know that you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're working over that loose thread, so if you find that, let me come back out this way. If you find that it's starting to run out, you can always pull it a little bit to make that ring a little bit smaller, as long as you work over that tail. So we need to do 2 more to make 6. So there's 1 and 2. That makes 6 total. Now, in any amigurumi or anything that you're doing in the round using the magic circle, what you're going to do at this point is you're going to pull this string. It's going to cinch it up. Now, see how that has cinched it up? What I have found is if I'm working with something that I don't want to pull apart, I work with the single method of the magic loop. I'm going to go ahead and connect it here by putting it in. Oh, it's tight. And now if you find that your first stitch is ever tight, let me go in a little bit. Let's see, let's zoom in a little bit, see if it'll let me zoom in. There we go. If you find that it's a little tight, what you can do with your hook is you can take the barrel and put the pointed end on the edge and hook it through this way. That hook there's for a reason. And pull it through. And slip stitch. So now we have our circle. Now see how that's come open a little bit? As long as this tail is free, that can continue to come open because it's not a secure close. You can pull it again and it closes it back up every time. But if you're working on a piece, and I'll show you, if you're working on a piece and you don't hide your tail or you don't tie it out, eventually that's going to work back open again. So that is how the magic circle is normally done. I'm going to show you the double magic circle that makes it stay better. Let me get rid of this. I don't like that. And I'm finding apparently the animals have been tearing up my part of my stuff. Oh, I want to get back on track here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the double method that I'm finding that it's a lot easier and it's a lot tighter. I like it better. So what you do is you take it and you wrap it once, wrap it twice. Now before we only wrapped it once. This time we're wrapping it twice. We're doing it the same way. The only difference is you're going to go up under the 2. Pull this one through and you're going to hook this yarn around and pull through and make a slip knot just like you did before. The difference is you've got 2 loops on there now. Now this part is important, so you need to pay attention very closely to what we're doing because you can lose your knot if you're not careful. And I'm sorry, I have an owie on my finger. I was cleaning my coffee machine and accidentally sliced my finger, but you didn't need to hear about that. Anyway, didn't want to get blood everywhere. This is not a gory channel. So I'm going to do this time because I'm showing you on a wider scale. I'm going to go ahead and do 8 single crochets instead of the 6 because when I'm working my pixel granny squares, I do 16 single crochets in a double magic circle. So we're going to do 8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still need to do one more, right? Now, if you find that you're running out of space, I have space to do one more. But if you find that you're running out of space, this is what I'll do. Because remember I told you I was doing 16 on the other, so obviously I need to be able to do 8 more. Pull this up to where you make a big loop. At this point, you can either put a stitch marker in, but I just go ahead and I pull it up. Like that. Now, with this one, you can't just pull this tight, because once you pull this, you'll have this extra loop in here if you don't, if you do that. And you can't get it out without cutting it apart. So what you do is, you're going to take your end, it doesn't want me to get it. You're going to take your end and you're going to slightly pull it. And pay attention to which string it's drawing on. See how it's drawing on this string? Now, you're going to take the string that it drew on, and you're going to pull it where this string is coming out. You're going to pull, and it's going to tighten the other one instead. I hope that makes sense. So this is the one we're going to pull from now on. I'm going to do that one more stitch because we had 7 and I said I was going to make 8. So I'm going to do one more single crochet. And then I'm going to pull this back up again. Now, because this is the big loop that I was pulling and this is the one that's going to get tighter, this is the one that you want secure. This is what's going to keep your work together and not have it come apart. So you're going to pull this other loop on this end, where this end is coming out. You're going to pull it as tight as you want it to be. Now, see how tight that is? Once you pull that loop up, let me see. Once you pull that loop up, now you can pull this string and tighten up the loop. That will not unravel. That will not come undone. This is something that I highly recommend, especially if you do any type of amigurumi. If you do anything in the round that tells you to use a magic circle, I recommend the double magic circle. And let me show you. Oh, see, I did it too tight again. I'm going to use my hook, go back in, and do a slip stitch. All right, I'm going to chain 3. And I'm going to work 2 double crochets around. So I go in. Sorry, I did my stitches too tight. There's 1. There's 2. And then there's 1. And there's 2. I apologize, I did do my stitches too tight, but anyway, you get the idea. But I just wanted to prove a point. This did not come loose. When I showed you how the magic circle is normally done, this would have come just a little bit loose and you would have seen through. If you're doing amigurumi, this is perfect because that will be stay closed every time. Especially if you're making like little cheeks. I make cheeks for my, and this is not the yarn I use a smaller yarn and a smaller needle, but for the cheeks for my octopus, I don't want them to come undone, because once I start stitching them down onto the cheek of the octopus, we want it to stay stable. You don't want that to come loose. You want it to stay there. So that's how you do the single magic circle and the double magic circle. If you have any questions, please leave comments in the comment box below. And if you're interested in any more tips or tricks, just let me know. And then we will go ahead and I'll see if I can address it for you. I'm going to try to get these tutorials done so that you guys can have all your questions answered that you have asked me in the past. And we'll get this thing straightened out. I apologize. I think that's a little bit better right there. But anyway, so I like the zoom in lens. We're going to get this straight. Thank you for joining me. This is my first tutorial since I've done one with the cross stitch. Yeah, with the cross stitch, showing you how to do cross stitch. I never did complete number 3 out of 3. I always only did 1 and 2 different methods on cross stitch. But here's my crochet. I just wanted to share my trick on doing the double magic circle, and take it out, and you can still take it out regularly. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next tutorial. Or remember, I put a video up every Sunday, and I will see you shortly. Peace out.